to One Week Portrait. Today, day 2, we are going to cover sketching. Most of the people will never do their sketch in Photoshop because it's really hard. Actually using a tablet to make lines is really difficult, especially with Photoshop when you actually draw a line and instead of a straight line it becomes all wobbly. But once you know a few tricks, once you know that you can actually use your eraser and erase as much as you want and use layers, cut pieces of your sketch and transform them to make them more accurate, then Photoshop becomes this powerful tool that you can actually do quite beautiful sketch with. You just need a few tips, a few tricks to actually do the perfect sketches that you always wanted. The assignment of today is to create a sketch from the picture that you choose yesterday, starting with the geometric shape you already created. So first thing first, you want to make sure that you have your document like this with your sketch from yesterday on one layer, and you want to put that layer to about 20% because you just want it at the background to give you a reference of the form. Now create a new layer on top of it, and we're going to start with a first sketch on this layer. And using the geometric shape as a roadmap a little bit, I'll be able to actually start painting my sketch. So I'm going to go and start painting the eye feature here. And as you can see, I'm not trying to make perfect lines at this point. I'm just painting big and bold what I see. So I'm just going to paint a little bit more here so you can see. So when you paint a little bit and you do a little bit of a sketch, now I'm not going to do the whole thing just to show you an example, but just the face. I have this new sketch on one layer here. And what I could do now, I realize that the eye is too big. So I could make a selection of the eye and transform it to help me actually put it to the right proportion. So what I'll do is I'll go to my lasso tool and then use the lasso tool to take the selection of only the eye. And then transforming this by doing Control T or Command T on a PC. Sorry, this is the opposite. It's Command T on a Mac or Control T on a PC. And now I can actually make it smaller or bigger. That seems to be better. And I could transform every part that I see that it's too big or too small. But at this time, it's just the first sketch. Now, this is not supposed to be my final sketch. I'm just trying to paint the special feature that I see, like the eye, the eyebrow, and all those stuff. Let's say I would have done the whole sketch this time on my separate layer. This is not the final sketch for me. What I can do now is put this sketch and put it to 20% and create another layer on top of it. And now with this one, I'll be able to actually get closer to my sketch. And now I'll start painting more details. So I'm going to take a art round brush and I'm going to go more in details on this one. So I want to make actual lines this time. If you find it difficult to actually create lines with Photoshop, you can click on the link below this video and there is a video where I explain how to create lines in Photoshop. So as you can see right now, I'm building a sketch with layers. So basically what I do is I start with the geometric shape, then I'm painting a rough sketch of the features that I need to paint, and on top of that I'm using this rough feature to actually paint the lines, which when I take off the two first layers, then I only have the clean lines. Now, as I can see right now, it's not perfect. The proportions are not perfect. So what I could do at this point is to transform a little bit more. I could take pieces of my drawing. Let's see, like the eye. I think they need to be a little bit more high. And then just continue painting my sketch a little bit more. I will use the eraser from time to time to erase some parts and just continue painting. A sketch for a painting doesn't need to be extremely perfect. It just needs to be precise enough to know exactly where you're going to put each part of the body. When it comes to the face, it's the eye, the eyebrow, or anything else that you want to paint. But at the end, the sketch will be covered with paint, so you don't need to be extremely precise. That's it for today, guys. Tomorrow I'll show you how to bring the sketch to an actual rendering of the image that you choose. And if you like what you've been learning in a one-week portrait class, then I strongly suggest having a look to our free workshop on how to become a world-class digital painter, where I'll be teaching you my top techniques to master digital painting in no time. You can click on the link below this video to save your spot, and until then, happy painting!